All right, ready to dive into some K-beauty?
Always.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into the Pyunkang Calming Moisture Barrier Cream.
Ooh, Pyunkang Yule. I love them.
Me too, but we're not just going to tell you to buy it right. We're going to use this cream's product page on stylekorean.com
Right.
to learn a little more about K-beauty shopping in general.
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like how to be a savvy shopper, how to decode those marketing claims, so...
Yeah, it can get overwhelming.
Right, it can be really overwhelming. So speaking of decoding, let's start with the brand. Pyunkang Yule. What's the story there? What makes them special?
So Pyunkang Yule is actually rooted in the Pyunkang Oriental Medicine Clinic, which has a really long history of treating atopic skin disorders.
Okay, atopic skin disorders. What does that even mean?
So that's things like eczema, where your skin barrier is compromised, you have dryness, irritation, inflammation. So for them to have this background of treating those really specific concerns, I think says a lot about their approach to skincare.
Yeah, like they're not just about covering up problems. They're actually trying to heal the skin.
Exactly. And they have this philosophy of minimal ingredients for maximum efficacy. It's very much in line with the whole clean beauty movement right now.
Yeah, and speaking of ingredients, let's break down what's actually in this cream because they make a lot of claims, right? They say it's good for relieving and moisturizing sensitive skin, calming irritation, leaving it soothed and supple. Like, what are the ingredients that are actually doing that?
So they highlight a few key ingredients: centella asiatica, tea tree, honeysuckle flower, and ceramide. Centella asiatica is like a superstar for soothing. It reduces those pro-inflammatory cytokines that cause redness and irritation.
So it's not just masking the redness, it's actually dealing with what's causing it.
Exactly. It's working on that cellular level.
Hmm.
And then you have tea tree, which is antimicrobial, so it's going to help
Yeah.
with keeping blemishes at bay. Honeysuckle flower, that's more of a soothing agent.
Okay, so it's more than just a pretty scent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then ceramide is really important for barrier repair.
Yeah, that's essential for healthy skin.
Exactly.
Mm.
Keeps it hydrated, resilient.
Okay, so those are some of the star players, but they also mention a bunch of other stuff. Free of 20 harmful chemicals, low pH, suitable for acne-prone skin, 24-hour moisture, sebum reduction. I mean, it's a lot.
It is. It's a lot of claims, and it's important to remember that these product descriptions, they're designed to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to kind of filter through the marketing to see what is really going to be relevant to your specific skin needs.
Right, so which of these claims are actually important to you?
Exactly.
Okay, so now let's talk about stylekorean.com, the website we're looking at, because they kind of position themselves as this source for authentic Korean beauty products.
Right.
And K-beauty has become such a phenomenon, it's not just a trend anymore. Why do you think people are so drawn to it?
Well, I think it's that really great combination of innovation and gentleness. They're all about creating an experience with your skincare.
Yeah, and they often use ingredients that we're not seeing as much in Western skincare yet. So it's kind of like a sneak peek into the future of skincare when you're browsing a site like stylekorean.com.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what's really cool is that they have all these reviews. So for this cream, we're talking over 1,100 reviews.
Wow, that's a lot.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it's not just all positive. You've got people on their third purchase raving about it. You've got some first-timers. And then there's even someone mentioning scar reduction, which isn't even a claim on the product page.
Interesting. So it's really nice to get those real-world results.
Right, because everybody's skin is different, but those personal experiences can give you a better idea of how the product might actually perform beyond the marketing.
It helps you decipher the hype a little bit.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about the brand, the ingredients, the website, even looked at some reviews. But now I want to zoom out a little bit. How does this cream fit into the larger world of skincare? Like, what trends does it represent?
Well, I think this cream really highlights the shift we're seeing towards a focus on skin barrier health. This cream is all about soothing and moisturizing, so it really supports your skin's natural defenses rather than stripping them away.
Yeah, it's like we're finally learning to work with our skin instead of against it.
Exactly. And it also reflects the increasing demand for natural ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
People are becoming more aware of what they're putting on their skin, and they're seeking out those plant-based and botanical ingredients.
Yeah, like the centella asiatica in this cream.
Right. And let's not forget the K-beauty influence, because they're often ahead of the curve when it comes to innovation and gentle formulas. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more products like this popping up in the Western market.
Yeah, they're trendsetters for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've learned a lot about this cream, but now I'm curious, What else does Pyunkang have to offer? Because if they're this good at creams, I want to see what else they can do.
Right. I mean, their whole approach to skincare, this holistic philosophy, it really makes you wonder what other products they have that could address different needs and concerns.
It's like this deep dive has opened a whole new door to skincare possibilities. So for our listeners out there, knowing what we now know about Pyunkang, what other product categories from them would you be curious to try? What gaps in your routine do you think they could potentially fill?
That's a great question to think about, and we're going to continue exploring Pyunkang in our next segment, so stay tuned.
Okay, so we've seen that Pyunkang is not messing around. They're really trying to understand the skin
Yeah.
on a deeper level.
Yeah, like really get to the root of the problem,
Exactly.
which is so refreshing.
So if we're thinking about other product categories they might have,
Yeah.
it's not just about what they're selling, but like how their philosophy would translate to different parts of a skincare routine. So where do we start? If we're building out a Pyunkang routine, what's the next logical step after that calming moisture barrier cream?
Well, cleansing is obviously huge, right?
Yeah.
Like foundation of any routine. And knowing how much they love those minimal ingredients,
Right?
I would be super curious to see their cleanser.
Yeah.
Imagine something super gentle
Yeah.
that actually works, takes off your makeup and everything.
Yeah, but doesn't strip your skin.
Exactly. Because we all know over-cleansing can be a problem.
Right. It can make things worse.
Totally.
So less is more in that case.
Definitely. And they're all about barrier health, so I wouldn't be surprised if they had a cleanser that's specifically formulated for that.
Ooh, like with ceramides or something.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh, a ceramide cleanser. That sounds so fancy.
It does.
And gentle, which is important.
Yeah.
Okay, so cleansing, check. What about treatments? Like serums and essences.
Oh, yeah, that's where K-Beauty really gets fun.
Right.
Like those are the secret weapons for targeting specific concerns.
Yeah.
And I feel like Pyunkang would definitely have some really interesting serums, sticking with their whole minimalist thing.
Yeah, so like a few powerful ingredients instead of a whole laundry list.
Exactly. Like maybe a hyaluronic acid serum for hydration.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone loves hyaluronic acid.
Right. Or maybe a brightening essence with niacinamide
Oh, that's a good one, too.
to even out skin tone.
Yes.
So it's all about quality over quantity.
Absolutely. And I think this is where their connection to traditional Korean medicine really comes in.
Yeah.
They're not just hopping on trends, they're drawing on centuries of knowledge
Right.
about how to care for the skin.
So what would you say to someone who's totally new to K-beauty,
Ooh, good question.
who's maybe feeling a little intimidated?
Yeah, I would say start small.
Okay.
Don't try to do everything at once.
Right?
Pick one or two products
Yeah.
that address your top concerns.
So like if dryness is your issue, maybe start with that hyaluronic acid serum.
Exactly. Or if you're dealing with redness and sensitivity, the calming moisture barrier cream is great.
Yeah.
And also, use resources like stylekorean.com.
Oh, yeah.
They have so much information. You can
Yeah.
read reviews, see what other people are saying.
Which brings us to price.
Yes.
Because K-beauty has this reputation for being pretty affordable compared to a lot of Western brands.
Yeah, that's
Is that something you've noticed?
Oh, yeah. You can find some really amazing products at great prices.
Especially if you shop around a little bit.
Totally. And websites like stylekorean.com, they have a lot of sales and special offers. So,
So you can really explore without breaking the bank.
exactly.
Okay, so we've talked cleansers, serums, essences, and the affordability factor. But there's one more product I'm really curious about, especially from Pyunkang. Masks.
Ah, yes. The quintessential K-beauty product.
Right.
They're fun.
Yeah.
They're effective. Great way to give your skin an extra boost.
So what kind of masks would you expect from them, knowing their philosophy?
I mean, I would imagine their masks would be like their other products.
Right.
Gentle, soothing,
Yeah.
focused on those key ingredients without any unnecessary fluff. Like, I can totally picture a sheet mask soaked in centella asiatica essence.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
Right.
For calming irritated skin.
Yes.
Or maybe a wash-off mask with kale and clay
Oh, I love that.
to draw out impurities,
Kale and clay is so good.
but without drying you out.
Yes, and it fits perfectly with their whole minimal ingredient thing.
Totally. Or even a sleeping mask
Yeah.
with hydrating ingredients for an overnight treatment.
That sounds lovely.
Okay, Pyunkang masks, officially on my wish list.
Mine too.
They sound amazing.
Yeah.
So we've covered cleansers, serums, essences, masks. What other areas of skincare do you think they could really excel in?
You know, one thing that everyone needs, no matter what your skin type is sun protection.
Preach.
Right, sunscreen is so important.
Absolutely essential. And I would be very curious to see what Pyunkang Yul does with sunscreen. I bet they would make some really gentle, non-irritating formulas.
Yeah, definitely. Because a lot of sunscreens can be really harsh, especially for sensitive skin.
Especially for sensitive skin. I'm picturing something lightweight, no white cast,
Yeah.
maybe with some added antioxidants for extra protection.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Right, an antioxidant-rich sunscreen from Pyunkang Yul.
I need that in my life.
It's like we started with one cream,
Yeah.
and now we've envisioned this whole world
A whole line.
of Pyunkang Yul products.
Right.
It really shows how powerful their philosophy is.
It does. It can be applied to so many different things.
And how, versatile it is.
Yeah.
But there's one thing about Pyunkang Yul we touched on earlier that I want to get back to.
Okay.
It's the idea of skincare as self-care.
Oh, yes. That's so important.
Because it's not just about vanity, right? It's about taking care of yourself.
It is. It's about that whole mind-body connection.
Yeah. And I think Pyunkang Yul, with their gentle formulas, their holistic approach, they really embody that philosophy.
They do. It's like they're encouraging you to slow down, be more mindful, and
Yep.
appreciate your skin.
And it's so easy to neglect that in our busy lives.
It is. We're always rushing, always stressed.
But taking a few minutes for yourself
Yeah.
to do your skincare routine,
It can be really restorative.
yeah, it's a form of self-love.
It is.
And with Pyunkang Yul, it feels even more special.
Right. Because it's not just about slapping on products.
Yeah.
It's about nurturing your skin.
Yeah, it's like a ritual.
It is.
Okay, so we've talked about a ton of products.
Yeah.
We've dug into their philosophy.
Oh, yeah.
And even talked about self-care.
Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest takeaway for our listeners?
I think the biggest takeaway is that Pyunkang Yul is more than just a brand. It's a philosophy.
Yeah.
It's a way of approaching skincare that's rooted in tradition, but also backed by science.
I love that. It's like they're saying, don't just treat your skin, understand it,
Right.
listen to it,
Yeah.
work with it.
Exactly. And when you do that, it becomes so much more empowering.
Yeah, you're not just chasing trends.
Yeah.
You're taking care of your skin in
Yeah.
a way that feels good for you.
It's about finding what works for you, not just what everyone else is doing.
Exactly. And I think that's a message that really resonates, especially today.
It does. Because
Thanks,
there's
Joe.
so much pressure to look a certain way.
Yeah.
But Pyunkang Yul is all about embracing your natural beauty.
Yeah, finding products that enhance,
Yeah.
not conceal.
Exactly.
Okay, we've covered so much ground,
We have.
but there's always more to explore.
Always.
And I think that's a perfect segue into our next topic.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
So as we continue this Pyunkang Yul deep dive, one thing that really strikes me is how they've kind of bridged the gap
Yeah.
between traditional and modern skincare.
Totally. It's like they're taking these ancient Korean medicine practices,
Right.
but then they're not afraid to use the latest scientific advancements.
Yeah. It's this beautiful blend of honoring the past and looking towards the future.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, hey, we respect the wisdom of our ancestors,
Yeah.
but we're also super excited to see what happens when we mix it with cutting-edge technology.
And that approach is, I don't know, it resonates with me
Me too.
because it feels like there's this bigger cultural shift happening, this yearning to connect with our roots while still pushing boundaries.
Yeah, the past is prologue, right? It's all about taking the best of what we've learned and using it as a springboard to create something even better.
And I think that's what Pyunkang Yul is doing.
Totally agree.
They're taking the best of traditional Korean medicine and using it to create something truly unique and compelling.
Yeah, it's that combination of tradition and innovation that makes them such a standout in the skincare world. They're not just followers, they're leaders.
It's like they're cultural ambassadors almost.
Yes.
Sharing this wisdom with the rest of us.
Through skincare.
Exactly. And they're doing it in a way that feels approachable,
Right, it's not intimidating at all.
Okay, but before we wrap up this Pyunkang Yul deep dive, I have one last thought I want to throw out there.
Okay, I'm all ears.
We've spent so much time talking about Pyunkang Yul in the context of skincare.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is that their philosophy can be applied to so much more than just our skin.
Ooh, I like where you're going with this.
Right. Think about it. Minimal ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Holistic approach to well-being, respect for tradition.
Yeah,
These are values that can enrich so many areas of our lives.
absolutely. Everything from our diet to our relationships, even just how we make decisions.
It's like a little reminder to slow down, be mindful,
Hmm.
and make choices that align with what we really value.
And appreciate the beauty of simplicity, too, right?
Eh,
Sometimes the best solutions are the most straightforward ones.
It's about stripping away all the excess and focusing on what truly matters.
Exactly, and that's a powerful message no matter what we're talking about.
So, as we say goodbye to this deep dive, I want to encourage our listeners to think about what resonated most with them about Pyunkang Yule.
Yeah, what principles can you take away and apply to your own life? What little changes can you make to create more balance and well-being?
Because at the end of the day, that's really Pyunkang Yule's legacy.
It's not just about great skin, it's about living a great life.
Beautifully said. And on that note, until next time, bye everyone.
Happy exploring!